Are you making a difference? Does your work matter to anyone? When you leave here, when you finish this 3-year tour, what will you have accomplished? I'm here to convince you that the answer to those questions is within you, and that you, and only you, will control your success, and through your success make our organization successful. Each of you is a field grade officer in the United States Army. You've led in positions of trust as a company grade officer. You've commanded units. Now you're being asked as field grade officers to take the graduate education that the Army's invested in you and use it to make our Army better. Pay, bonuses, promotions, awards, accolades, none of these things motivate you. You are all at a point in your lives and your careers where you're intrinsically and internally motivated, where you get up each day and you, and only you, can decide what you're going to accomplish. Nothing that I can do as your director over the next months, nothing that Colonel Teeter can do when he comes here as your director in September, is going to motivate you to success. You control your work. You must manage your work yourself. We can't do that for you. Each project that you take on, you must commit to a meaningful purpose. And then you must decide what tasks that you're going to accomplish and your team's going to accomplish toward those purposes. And you need to monitor the performance of you and your team on those tasks. But you also need to evaluate whether you're accomplishing your purpose. You don't have complete control of everything. So sometimes you'll accomplish the task, but not the purpose. And that's where you need to bring the leadership in to evaluate whether we should change the purpose. But you, and only you, can control and manage your work. I can't do that for you. Ms. Blackinger cannot do that for you. Nobody else in the Army can do that for you. You interact with groups on a nearly daily basis. Within our organization here at the Naval Postgraduate School, within our larger organization across the country, within our Army, within our Department of Defense, within academic communities and Naval Postgraduate School. Those interactions with groups and those meetings are incredibly precious. The people who are involved in there, who are doing the work with you, attending the meetings, or putting on the meetings, deserve your commitment to getting the most out of them. Innovate and find ways to make that time valuable. Your work produces products. We call them knowledge products. You write, you put together briefings, you do analysis. You must share and present that effectively. You owe it to everybody to leave behind a legacy of work products that others can build on. Because you are certainly building on the legacy of products that others have created. You also go out and work in those various communities. You must share and learn in those communities. And you must make those communities better. Whether those communities are here physically, online, wherever they are, you must go out and use your abilities to share in those communities. Finally, you must lead. There are two kinds of inspirational leaders. There are transitional leaders. Right now, the Chief of Staff of the Army and our Commander, General Perkins, are trying to transform the Army into the next Army that we will have for decades. And you've had roles where you've had opportunities, and you'll have roles in the future where you can be an inspirational leader like that, who transforms. But your opportunity every day in this organization is to be an entrepreneurial leader. An entrepreneurial leader is someone who sees an opportunity within the context of the organization, within its culture, within its resources, finds a way to bring that opportunity into the organization and make the most of it. An entrepreneurial leader changes the organization from within. Every single one of us has the opportunity to be an entrepreneurial leader. And if you act on those opportunities, if you seize them, if you make the most of them, if you help us change our Army, then the vision that our leaders have for the future Army can be accomplished. If you fail to do that, we will fail. You will fail, the organization will fail. You control your work. You produce products. You interact. In all those opportunities, you have to make the most of the resources that we have. And you have a plethora of resources at your command, including the fine minds that put you in this position that you are right now. Be an entrepreneurial leader. Make the change that's necessary for our organization and for our Army. Demonstrate your love of soldiers, your love of the Army, and your love of the nation through your commitment and your work over the 3 years that you'll spend in this organization. And I promise you, you will succeed, and we will succeed if you do. Thank you.
Thank you, Kerry. Thank you, Jack, for that speech. Jack was speaking out of an advanced manual. It's called Speeches by Management. It was the number 4 speech called Persuade and Inspire. And the purpose of the speech is for him as a team leader to deliver a 5 to 7 minute speech, motivational speech, to persuade and inspire by making audience understand that personal goals can be realized through the achievement of organizational goals. And I think Jack did a good job of meeting those requirements. So it should be vivid descriptors and dynamic gestures. Jack, as always, your speeches are very well delivered. His composure is, I'd say, second to none from the club, aside from maybe Kyle. But Jack is always very erect. I don't know how else to put it. It builds confidence, and that's, as a motivational speaker, that comes across very well. And his delivery is always calm and concise, so I always pay attention when Jack speaks and think about how I speak and how I can emulate that. For this speech, as a persuade and inspire, I'm going to be a little harsh, because I've been in the seats for more of those speeches than I care to admit. And I would say that you could have been more positive. So a lot of the things that you were talking to the people about, to the officers that are here at TRADOC, to leave a legacy on the Army, those things sound great. You said things like, these people that are here deserve your commitment. And that's not inspiring to me necessarily, but if you could spin those kind of phrases, not to these people that are awesome deserve your commitment, to you have a wonderful opportunity to work with some of the best and brightest minds in the field. While you're here, you'll be able to shape the Armistice's legacy, not the other way around, which was the Army has a legacy, and if you do your work, you'll be a part of it. If you see what I'm saying. So I thought that was some things, if your phrases could be tweaked to spin it, to make people realize that I have a chance to leave a legacy. My time is limited. This is precious, the time that I have. You also came across, this is my last criticism, you came across like a boss. Not necessarily someone who's here. If I'm assuming that I'm an officer, that I'm new into this position at the TRADOC, that I'm going to be here for a while, I would like to have someone that's telling me, hey, you're here for a short amount of time, you have a lot of work to do, but it can be done. We're here to help you. I can help you reach your goals, and then by you reaching your goals, you will help the Army reach their goals. I think the other positive thing, I'll close on a positive note, is that you did aspire or appeal to a lot of grand notions, so commitment, legacies, innovation, entrepreneurial leadership, all things that people want to do and have in their lives if they want to lead a life of purpose. You aspire to those, and I think with those alone, you helped encourage them to become better officers here at TRADAR. And I look forward to any other speeches that you have to give, and always taking notes. Thank you.